To all. Today we are going to discuss about the scripting service now. As previous part, we discussed about the client scripting. This part will continue with the server-side scripting. Regularly in service now, we have two types of scripting is there: client-side scripting and server-side scripting. Client-side scripting, client script runs on browser end, that is end user end. Server-side script will run on the back end, main server. And mainly client scripting has different types. Client side scripting have client script, UI policy script, US script, UI actions. In mainly client script divided to four types: on load, on change, on solidate, on submit. Uh, Client script mainly runs on while form load or change, edit or submit. In another UI policy script, it runs with conditions, and then US script. This is also called as a reusable JavaScript. Then UI action. And coming to server-side scripting, we have business rules. Script includes scheduled jobs, workflow script, script action, inbound actions, unscripted REST APIs. In business rules, we have four types of business rules are there: before, after, async, display. It mostly runs on while saving or updating record. Script include has reusable functions when it runs, so reusable functions. While scheduled jobs runs on schedules. Workflow script runs on workflows. Script action runs while triggering events. Inbound actions while receiving mails, it will runs. Scripted REST APIs are runs on the integrations, and I mean API calls. We will discuss about the server-side APIs. APIs are the heart of the scripting, so it is the most important part of the scripting is APIs. The main use of server-side APIs or any type of APIs are the query tables, update records, send emails, and log information from the server. These run behind the scenes and are not visible or the user directly. So it will backend. It will run some backend, so it can't be visible. Mostly we have nine categories of server-side APIs. They are the record manipulation APIs, system information APIs, date and time APIs, email and notification APIs, security and access APIs, integration APIs, script execution evaluation APIs, queue and job management APIs, finally port and scoped app applications APIs. We will discuss elaborately with each and every one. First one is the record manipulation APIs. The main purpose of these APIs are the use it to query, insert, update, delete, and count records in a table. They directly interact with the database. Database means backend server. We have mainly glide record, glide aggregate, and glide record secure, glide record util. These APIs are important in the record manipulation APIs. Glide record API is used as the most important and widely used server side API. So it is glide record is the most important in the business rules, unlike that server side scripting. Glide aggregate. Glide aggregate. Aggregation is there. Aggregation means combination. Summary. That meaning is there. Glide aggregation. Glide summary. Glide aggregate is used when you want to perform group based or summary operations. Summary means count, additions like that. Count, maximum, minimum, average on the records. It's like SQL aggregate queries. Glide aggregate API mainly used for the summary level calculations. Glide records the secure. Secure means user permissions. We will easily identify by the name itself. Glide record secure. Secure means permissions or accesses to the users. This is just like glide record, but it also respects ACLs, access control list. That means it will only return records the current user is allowed to see. So it means to be higher security. Glide record utils. The main purpose of the glide record util is the simplify glide record operations. I mean, check if a record exists or not with a single line of code. It is very single line of code. It will check main. Its use is the checking of the record whether existed or not. Further, the second system of the server APIs is the system information APIs. These provide information about the system environment, user session, or allow logging. So examples are the glide system, glide session, glide user, glide transaction. Glide system APIs are the easy to log messages, gs.information, gs.log, get user, mean user details, and system information, and output debug data to system logs. So main purpose of the glide system is the to make logs to access information from the user. Second is the glide session. Glide session means session gets details about the current session like session ID, language, client type, time zone. So we can query time zones and languages, local languages, English or French, like that languages we can retrieved by the glide session APIs. And the third one is the glide user. Glide user means mainly for fetching the information for users names, roles, company user IDs. Glide transaction. Transaction means transaction ID durations. Transaction mean duration gives metadata about the script execution like transaction ID, duration, call stack. These for these functions we will use the system information APIs. And third one is the date and time APIs. By name itself is the date and time. We can use it for the date and time calculations or date and time validations. We will use this type of APIs. Examples are the glide date and time, glide duration, glide schedule. These are used to manipulate date and time values, such as calculating differences of format time. So mainly for time differences and date differences, we will use the date and time APIs. So glide date and time used to create, compare, and format date and time values. It supports conversation and math and date time fields. Glide duration. The name itself shows duration. It will calculate the duration of the value or table. Represents the difference between two dates or time values. So two time intervals it will calculate. Useful for calculating the time spent or SLA durations. And also it will mostly useful in the incidents. Incident means SLAs, service level agreements for time durations. Uh, some SLA have 7 days, some SLA have 2 days. So by these cases, we will use the glide duration APIs in the server side scripting. Next, glide schedule. These glide schedules will calculate working time or duration between the two glide date and time values using business schedules. So it will calculate between two business schedules. Next important topic is the fourth one of the scripting APIs, email and notification APIs. The main aim of the or main use of these APIs are the to send emails or trigger events from the server, because these are the server side APIs. That's why these APIs will trigger emails from the server. For example, GS event queue user triggers a notification event based gs.event queue scheduled. These API will trigger an event to run after a delay. Glide email outbound. Send emails directly. Glide record plus notification API. We can use glide record to get user data and combine it with the notification events. Next one, security and access APIs. Security means these APIs handle roles, ACLs, permissions, and security checks. So mainly for security check purposes, we are using this type of APIs. For example, glide record secure, glide user dot has role, glide user has rights. So it will works like the glide record, but respect ACLS. And glide user dot has role for checking purpose of the user has specific role or not. We are using this type of API. And final one is the glide user dot has rights, whether that user has a special access who can find by this type of glide user dot has rights API. Integration APIs. The name itself is there, integration. We have so many types of integrations. While that integrations, we are using this type of APIs. Mainly easy to call external web services. It means to be we have REST integration, SOAP integration, and inbound outbound integrations we can use. For examples, REST message v2, SOAP message v2, glide HTTP client. REST message v2 use it to send REST API request to external services. SOAP message v2 use it to send SOAP message to external services. So from ServiceNow to the external system or external integration purposes, we are using REST message v2, SOAP message v2, and glide HTTP client we are using. So glide HTTP client makes HTTP request directly. The next seventh one is script execution evaluation APIs. The main purpose of or main use of this type of APIs is to dynamically run or evaluate scripts in the system or other scopes. These APIs allow you to dynamically execute scripts at runtime. They are used to evaluate or run JavaScript code on the fly, either in the same scope or across different scopes. Examples of the script execution or evaluation APIs are the glide scoped evaluator, glide scripted processor, glide evaluator. These are main used for the glide Ajax calls. And eighth one is the queue and job management APIs. The main purpose of these APIs are schedule or queue background jobs or processing to run asynchronously. Mainly used for the performance heavy task or schedule background operations. Example for the queue and job management APIs are glide schedule, glide queue, glide job worker. The final one is portal and scoped APIs. It seems to be we will apply on the portal, service portal. These APIs are especially designed to be used within service portal or scoped applications. They provide scoped safe methods and structures to interact with the portal or application context securely and efficiently. So mainly these APIs used in the portals for secure operations and for efficiency. Examples of the portal scoped application APIs are glide SP scriptable, glide form, scoped, glide user scope. These are scoped applications, scoped APIs. Finally, thanks for watching my video. For further more updates, please like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all.